Hello, my lovely Whipcrack. Stephen Belmont here, and welcome back to the Whipcrack, Episode 4, with James Black. 47, I believe, that's your channel?
Yes, that's the channel name.
And this is the fabled Stardew Valley edition. Now, we both like the game. I watched his review on it, if it was actually worth $14.99. In my opinion, it's worth a hell of a lot more than that. You actually get more bang for your buck. And even though he said it was none of the things were original, it tied together in so well that it made a craze from it.
They can, I feel like people on Reddit really, really like their indie games, and he had a long time to kind of build that thing up.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
practically, all made by one guy?
Yeah, no, it was one guy for like 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I'm sure that wasn't all he was doing. I'm sure he had some other stuff he was working on at the time. But, I mean, this seems like one of those things where, like, after this, he may very well get a job offer from somebody.
Shit. Like what? Like what Scott Cawthon did. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah. Not like just exactly like that, but yeah. That guy.
The time he put into it and everything and made so many great games and yeah.
I mean, I guess I appreciated Five Nights at Freddy's for what it was. I don't think that needed to be 5 of them, 6 of them. I know what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I have this game, I have this sort of unique property. Everyone is watching it, and it couldn't have been made, I think, 5 years ago when YouTube and Twitch streaming wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that very seriously contributed to the success of that game.
Yeah, and back onto the fact of Stardew Valley. I have over 100 hours invested into it. And
I saw. Yeah.
And what is your hours invested?
I think I put about 30 or 40 into it. Not as many.
Wow. And you made all that frickin' progress. It took me forever just to get the frickin' 4th candle and the...
I didn't progress through the game as much. I didn't do as many of the collectibles, so...
I didn't either.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you collected everything.
Minerals, yes.
Okay.
Fishing, I hated fishing, but I literally had to look it up, what fish to catch. I had to prep all that for the next episode, and what I was missing was the duck feather. And I had to literally buy the barn, upgrade the barn twice, frickin' buy a duck, nurture the duck, get the frickin' duck to drop a goddamn feather, and the next frickin' day I went to the frickin' cart and there was selling a duck feather.
I was just gonna say, like, we live out in the middle of nowhere with like a dozen people who sell things. Why can't I just throw some money at somebody and get a duck feather? Why do I have to put all this work in?
Yeah, I don't. It's like nobody sells truffles. I have currently 6 fucking pigs. I have to get them to 2.5 to 3 hearts just for them to go digging in the ground. Oh, there's a truffle.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of brings up an issue with the game in general, that like it's very repetitive, and the later stage content is hidden behind all of this busy work that I don't think necessarily needs to be there. I know that like if somebody really enjoys the game, they want an excuse to like play the game more, right? And like hit that late stage content. But for me, after I hit like 30 hours, 40 hours, and I was no longer in any kind of economic crisis mode, even though there really was never any. Like, I had upgraded all my tools pretty much to the point I wanted to. There wasn't a reason for me to keep playing the game.
Speaking of upgrading tools, what I absolutely fucking hate about it is, like, all my tools are upgraded to Iridium. Why is it that I freaking go to Clint and there's always thing, upgrade tools? What?
Look, we just mentioned how this guy, like, one guy made the game over 5 years, so oversight? I mean,
maybe something
could happen.
Maybe something's going to come out with a bundle with multiplayer. That's going to be coming out.
Apparently. I can't imagine, because that involves more persistent labor, because you either have to make it a peer-to-peer system, which is not ideal. Or you have to make it a server system, which I doubt he'll do, because again, one guy, even with all of the money that he got from selling the game initially, I don't think he's going to be able to set up a server system. So it'll probably be peer-to-peer, and even that, he's going to be doing, or he'll hire people. Either he'll hire people, or he's going to be doing all of the Q&A, all of the bug fixing himself. And once you involve multiple people over networks, there's going to be bugs. People will find things. So maybe that's the reason he didn't release it with the game, because he knew for a fact it was going to be a lot more work.
Yeah. And just, he had probably did it to relieve some of the stress, like see how well this goes firsthand before I really get into it and work at it. Because you don't want to put all that work into just nothing. And it's like, oh, I put all this freaking work into it, 6 to 7 years later, it's not selling at all.
Well, yeah, exactly, and I think that one of the reasons it did so well was because it was so polished, and it was so incredibly well done, the parts that were there, to have another part that just wasn't finished, or wasn't complete, or that would have taken him another 2 years to finish, that would have... It wouldn't have tanked the game, but I don't think it would have done as well as it did. So... Probably actually a pretty good calculated move by him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When the guy Demetrius put up with the whole cave area, what did you go with? Mushrooms or the fruit bats?
Oh, fruit bats.
I went with mushrooms.
What do you get out of the mushrooms? Is there something
you can get a morel, red mushroom. Other times you get a purple mushroom that gives a whole shit ton of energy and health.
Well, I was wondering, like, in general, not, like, specifically.
Just run-of-the-mill mushrooms that you can sell and it counts as foraging. Or you need 4 types of mushrooms to cook together to create a life elixir, which you can buy at the Dwarf in the Mines for 2,000 gold. What fucking pissed me off, I accidentally sold my Dwarf Scroll 1, and it took me 17 hours to find it again. In-game
I didn't know it was for.
You need all 4 scrolls donated to the museum to get the Dwarven translation guide so you can actually talk with the dwarf.
Right, yeah. Well, I think I gave it... I gave all of the items I could to the museum because it seemed like he was shelling out more than I would be getting just by pawning them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to miss anything too, because I could tell right off the bat, like, okay, this is a game that wants you to collect things. All right, so I'll put the first run of everything I get, give it to the guy, and then if I get more, then cool.
Sell the fucking duplicates.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell,
that's RPG 101.
I've unlocked the fucking greenhouse, and right now I am currently working on filling over 15 chests full of cranberries.
Ooh. See, that's the other thing. Like, at a certain point, the farming becomes like I noticed. I watched your videos. I noticed that like you had like several thousand rocks, and you know,
all
upwards
for the
of like.
All for the iridium mine, and
yeah, exactly.
And it's like,
and like thousands of fruits, and like if there's no reason for me to be doing that, I've done it in games before. I've done it in Minecraft. I've done it in games when I was younger, and I've run out of patience at this point in my life to just see how high I can push the numbers. I don't care.
I'm literally working, and I've actually crunched the numbers so much. You saw all the frickin' 60 frickin' crystallariums I have right outside, right?
I don't think... Was it those sort of things that looked like TVs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw those.
I'm working on doubling that.
But, like, why, though? Like, why?
Just to push myself, push my mind, push everything, and it's just to make an overall great video. And it's like... It's just these insanity milestones that I create for myself that aren't part of the official gameplay, just to squeeze more of what I love about it and cause basically it's like, look at how much work I fucking did for this video.
Right. Here's a question. Did you play Minecraft?
Yes. I actually have a series on my channel. I did a Rapid Minecraft EXP canon. I did basically a little workshop area to where you can literally wear down frickin' tools and everything for MCMMO repair. And I've even started a Skyblock Thunder series. And I haven't been on Skyblock in forever because 1.9 came out. I'm waiting for everything to upload with...
See, that sort of shows how long it's been since I've actually played Minecraft, because I don't know what the heck that is. What is a skyblock? Tell me.
Skyblock is pretty much just a freaking island in the sky with a few dirt blocks and some sand and one little thing of bedrock underneath, so you have a flat place to set stuff, and you can buy shit from the store like cobblestone, wooden planks to literally move and literally expand your island. It's just surviving on an island in the sky.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a Minecrafty thing. My reason I asked that is, like, it sounds like you have a, like, obsessive personality. How much time did you lose to Minecraft? How many months, years did you lose? If you could consider it a loss, I don't consider it a loss necessarily.
No.
It was shit I had to do.
I'm thinking on this. Guess how long it took me to gather up all the resources to build a 200 to 600 brewing stand alchemy lab, fully automated with hoppers and redstone.
No, I don't know.
Here's a hint. It took me a total of 375 hours.
Oh, that's like a few days.
That's like a few days.
That's like
1 to 2 months, like basically.
12 days of playing the game. Yeah, so I'm assuming that's only one of the things you did. So, yeah.
I'm actually currently I'm gathering the things for my Skyblock series because I did a lot of work off camera.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the old videos of like the Price is Right, that damn Paplinko machine or whatever. I'm actually doing that with an iron golem spawner where the lava will kill them, and I have signs up so the lava won't fall. And just kill them, and water will literally slide the iron down and basically like go into several chests aligned with hoppers.
So it's an iron golem pachinko machine. Nice.
Yeah.
See, I think that's the element that's missing in Stardew Valley. And people can make things in like a two-dimensional plane, but there's not that creative element that I think drove Minecraft to like ultra success.
Yeah.
And I don't think Stardew is a game that could really support that. Like, even if they tried to make it something like any of the 2D Minecraft clones that exist out there, like even if they did something like that, I don't think those are very successful at that either. It's not that kind of game, but and I know that there are at least, 10s, 20s of games that are out there that try to do that, but just because there's so many other elements from Minecraft, you'd think you'd try to introduce something like that.
Like with all these mobile games like CubeCraft or shit like that, it's like, rip off, fuck you. Yeah.
I mean, I think we're seeing what happened. We're seeing something like what happened with Doom when that first released.
Yeah.
Because like first-person shooters were, out around before, and they came out afterwards. But every first-person shooter that came out after Doom for at least like 5 or 6 years was called a Doom clone. Even if it wasn't anything like Doom, they called it a Doom clone. I think that's what we're seeing with Minecraft here. We're seeing like a game that brings a lot of things together very well, and introduce some new mechanics that we're going to see in other games, like after that, and it'll just be called a genre. Yeah, I think we're calling it survival game now. Survival crafter.
I still think it's funny though because I got 495 iridium on my how much iridium was that video, and it's like after freaking 2 o'clock, if you're out and not in bed, you drop. Just out of the blue, you fucking drop. I hate that.
Yeah.
I said 2 p.m., didn't I?
No, you just said 2 o'clock, so I...
Yeah. Sorry.
My brain is running on military time right now, so 2 o'clock to me means 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But I assume that's what you meant.
Yeah. 2 a.m. you just fucking drop, and I hate that. And plus, if you're at full frickin' energy and you drop, you start the new day, and it's like you have half energy, and it's like, what the fuck?
Well, that's another example of a number of mechanics in the game that are just meant to slow down the gameplay. It's kind of like trying to think of some other ones, but like the whole fishing mechanic is kind of slow. The whole thing where you have to collect all these things in order to unlock new content. Yeah. That's an intentional busy work, an intentional like stepping stone so you can
fishing?
Actually do
oh, don't even get me fucking started about the fishing.
I enjoyed it.
I honestly hated it. Especially at level 1 fishing and you're trying to catch like a freaking ghost fish in the mine's level 20. It's like, doink!
It was a difficult minigame. Probably a little bit too difficult.
Yeah.
But, hey, I would have loved like a whole like Bass Fisher Pro like SNES minigame where you like move the little thing and like there's a more complex...
Or better yet, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess fishing or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, anything.
Anything besides the go.
Again, I think like he added a number of things to keep people playing for longer, which obviously worked out because you're playing it for 100 hours.
You want to know what somebody fucking did as a fucking speed run for getting everything together? They literally bought all the backpacks and everything, the 36 slaughter, and freaking filled their inventory with stones and literally made staircases all through the regular mines from 1 to 120 just to fuck with people. It's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, you can be creative and you can do these kind of things, but it's more like, hey, look how far I pushed this counter to. Look how much time I've spent doing this. It's impressive, but
I'm insane.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, I'm crazier and have less of a life than you do. Like, oh, that's an achievement. Yay!
Achievement got. Achievement hunter.
And that's kind of why I stopped playing the game, because it's like I have things to do. I don't have time to do all this stuff.
I don't really have the amount of subscribers you do. I can't open up.
Well, it's not even about. It's not even about subscribers, though. Like, it's just like if you have anything else happening in your life, and I know that right now I'm saying you have no life because you've done so many Stardew videos and you have 100 hours. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that like I didn't have any. There was no appeal after like 40 hours. I was like, okay, if I really want to spend 200 hours on this game. This is coming from a guy who spent like 800 hours on Payday 2, right? Like, and that's not even like I'm a scrub compared to other like YouTubers who do Payday 2 and have thousands of hours.
Hell.
And
speaking of bleeding hours into something, you remember Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube, right?
No, I don't. And do you know why? You should know why.
You never owned a console as a kid.
That's right. So I don't.
But every single time you beat Luigi's Mansion, there's a little box on a counter saying how many times you beat it. I had 100.
Click.
I had 145 in that little box. I beat the game 145 times. You want to know what my brother did? He literally, while I was sleeping, took my memory card out of the GameCube, gutted it, put the skeleton back around, plugged it back into my frickin' console, and I started up and boom, instantaneous fried.
Ugh.
I wanted to kill him.
That is mean. Yeah.
And muttering off that the answer to it, that you were not allowed a console as a kid, literally proves that I pay attention to your shit.
There you go. No, I was just teasing you. I was like, you should know why because you watched the video. Even though I didn't remember whether or not there was a Zelda reference in that video. Like, shows you how well I know my own shit. But yeah,
just goes to show that you have a viewer here that actually fucking pays attention to your shit.
There you go. I appreciate that. That's why I'm here.
What's the time?
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I was just gonna mention the whole obsessive thing. I was gonna share stories of my own obsessions as
Go ahead. We have about 9 more minutes for this episode.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I played The Elder Scrolls a whole lot. I remember there was an article on Kotaku or something back when I used to read Kotaku.
I have a funny story about Oblivion.
I used to read Kotaku and I saw this article and there was like, oh, there was a guy who had 600 hours on this one character, 800 hours. Wasn't that impressive? And I was like, well, I guess I should have talked to them because I had like a 900-hour Marwyn character back in the day, and like that was one character. That was the one guy I spent the most time with. But that's not including like the thousands of hours that I spent on that game. It sounds like hyperbole, but to a man like yourself, I'm sure it doesn't. I played that game a whole hell of a lot. I figured out a way to break the game using alchemy, which was very fun. Can I share that story before you tell me about Oblivion?
Go ahead. I'm interested.
All right. I will tell you that alchemy is the most broken skill in Morrowind. Because from the very beginning, you can make very powerful potions that not only make you powerful, but you can sell them. And you can have this sort of, as long as you have a high enough alchemy level, you can find merchants who sell components, which, if you have a high enough alchemy level, putting the components together gives you a potion that is worth more than the components you bought them for. So you just, like, find somewhere close by to sleep for 24 hours or 3 days or whatever it was, have his inventory restock, buy them again, sell them, boom, boom, boom. You can make thousands of gold per day doing this, which of course I did. And I figured, okay, so this is like an interesting geometric process. What if we do this with the potions themselves? So it is possible to make a potion of increased intelligence, which is the base stat for alchemy. Which means that when you make a potion with increased intelligence, you drink it, and then you can make a potion of increased intelligence that is more potent than that previous potion, right? So you can get into this geometric feedback loop where you can push your alchemy skill past the boundaries of what the game was programmed to accept.
Wow.
I spent about 15 minutes. I saved before I did this because I realized that this could get out of hand. For about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I ended up with these ludicrous potions. I ended up with a potion. I ended up making a potion of levitation that moved me at about, how the game would load blocks? So you'd get to the edge of a block and you'd load.
Kind of like Minecraft a little bit. You get to the end of a chunk.
Exactly. A chunk, yeah. One press of the forward key would move me 3 blocks.
Fucking Christ.
So I would load. I think I would load 3 times. It wouldn't load me once. It would try and figure it out and would actually load me, and then it would load me again, and then it would load me again. So it would move me 3 blocks, and that potion would last for 3 in-game years. And you know what the funny thing about levitation was that you weren't technically standing on the ground, so you couldn't sleep. So that potion was literally a death sentence, because you could never sleep, which means you could never level up. And you could never do any of the other things that you required to sleep. So that was literally, you would have to have waited that potion out before you did anything else in the game, which there were actually a lot of other things that required you to actually be standing on the ground through the programming. Then I turned my attention to a potion of strength, because even though you can break the game with the potion of levitation, it's even more fun to do with potions that increase your actual stats, because at a certain point, you hit a stack overflow. The game can't actually count so high. So I hit a point where I was making potions of negative 17 trillion strength. And it would show this big red number.
Because if it freaking overstacks and everything, it'll reset the counter because it can't go that high.
So the game was very confused as to whether I was the weakest person alive or a demigod. So I would hit things and they would, like, do strange things. So I very much enjoyed... That was very late into my playing of Morrowind. I didn't really play Morrowind much after that. But if you have an old copy of Morrowind, take my advice, either use it or don't, but definitely try this out because it is a ton of fun.
And if I had a capture card and everything, I could easily record it.
Yeah.
I still fucking need to get one of those.
So you're going to tell me about Oblivion?
Yes.
Or are we out of time?
Well, we still have time for me to say it, but give me a minute.
Go for it. Precious seconds wasted on Mountain Dew.
Well, I tried to have it a half hour per episode, but if we go a little over, it's not that big of a deal. Because my last episode was over an hour.
I've never been able to keep like podcasts or anything to that length.
Well, we were talking about, because I am working on a Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced / D&D campaign, and there was a lot to cover.
Right.
The thing with Oblivion, you know how normally you start it out, no problem. You get to the first store. I saw a freaking lock that I so happened to pick. First try! It was a fucking expert lock. I was able to pick it, and right as the door unlocked, the store owner literally walked, turned his head right as I opened the door.
So, you got away with it?
Yeah! It scared the fuck out of me. And going into the basement and everything, no problem, nobody's around. I see a freaking watermelon, take it, a guard pops out of fucking nowhere in the darkness saying, "You're under arrest."
Stop! You violated the law! Like,
what
I already violated the law!
Yeah.
So yeah, that was I think Oblivion's probably the worst game in the series, to be honest.
Hell, I saw somebody who was freaking live streaming Skyrim. They were over encumbered by pretty much over 3 times their carrying capacity.
Mm-hmm.
They went on top of a mountain, accidentally used the shout that pushes you forward. Splat?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of the thing, like, so many parody videos of Skyrim are out on YouTube, and it's so bad.
I mean, it seems like there's a cottage industry for people to make, like, parody videos of popular stuff, so...
Yeah.
Like, Minecraft parody videos, I just sort of got introduced to that whole thing, and...
Yeah.
It's... People like to use the word cancer a lot, and, it's a meme, but it's true. It grows, and it metastasizes, and the only way to get rid of it is to cut it out.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is for yourself, so whatever. Life advice about Minecraft parody videos.
And some of them are so bad, like there are some Minecraft porn out there that's like, what the fuck? It's just blocks banging into each other.
Oh, your block is in my block. Oh my. What is the... Who gets off on blocks? Goodness gracious. Blocked. You're blocked. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, it's actually... The ones that disturb me the most and actually find the worst to watch are the ones that have a lot of, like, talent and dedication put into them, like the music parodies that are, like... Yeah. Not expertly, but they're animated and like the cinematography is there.
Yeah, like some of
they can actually sing well, and it's like, oh my god, there's actual money and time being put into this.
Some of the shit that animated styles like what Captain Sparkles did, that is fantastic work.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, in small doses, like you made a parody of like. I Kissed a Girl or whatever, and you used Minecraft, and like you sung well, and you animated it and everything.
Or the top one for me, digging Minecraft style.
Yeah, exactly. Like any one of those, it's like, oh, that's clever, and you did the thing, and it was really great. But then there's like 200 more of those bad boys.
Yeah.
Like one for every pop song imaginable. At that point, it's like, okay, I don't know if this is a good thing anymore.
And watch, when I upload this, I think it would be Wednesday this is going to be uploaded, because I have to record... Well, I have to upload one of the videos I recorded earlier for today. I'm actually late for my upload. Because of all this shit waiting for people to get together, and it's like, watch. One of your freaking subscribers comes to the video and it's like, still a better love story than Twilight, or still better than a Justin Bieber film or song.
What is?
The talk show. Still a better love story than Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
Still better than Justin Bieber.
I don't know if this is a love story. I don't know how I feel about that.
That's a meme. It's like...
That meme... What I'm saying is that meme, that's a square meme, and it does not fit into this round hole. Do not mix memes. Don't cross the memes. That's what I'm saying.
It's like, you've probably... Have you heard of Sunday?
Sunday?
Sunday. Sunday is his YouTube. He has an over-obsession with cobblestone from Minecraft. And somebody literally put Sunday next to a block of cobblestone, and it's like, still a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's 32 minutes. Whoops.
So you're wrapping up then. Shall we wrap up?
Yeah. You got anything extra to say?
Thanks for having me on. Liked Stardew. Played it for 40 hours. I'm done with it. Moving on.
Over 100 and still counting, because I think there's going to be another episode coming out.
Well, all right.
And you'll probably look forward to seeing it.
I'm sure I will look forward to seeing it, yes.
Really? Are you just being... Are you being honest?
I'm being...
Are you just being...
Don't put me on the spot. I'll watch it. Like, I don't know. I like to see what my fans are doing. I
was going to say, either you're genuine about it, or you're just being a douchebag.
Or I'm just being a douchebag. I don't know. You might want to lean closer to that last one. I'm just... What do you want me to say?
Well, my lovely Whipcracks, I'm going to be ending this talk show here. If you guys like it, subscribe to James Black if you want. He has over 10,000 subscribers. I have 53, 52 now?
Hey, the more the merrier.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get more, because once I hit 100 subscribers, I'm actually going to be doing a jewelry box giveaway.
Ooh, jewelry box giveaway. What you got?
Let me grab them quick.
Let me grab my jewels for just a second. One moment, guys.
Okay, Batman.
I was going for more creepy pervo, but okay.
And I'm going to be making these custom orders, so custom writing and everything when I announce the winners and everything, I'll be contacting them. It's like, what do you want on your jewelry box?
All right.
And it takes me a half hour to craft a single jewelry box, cut the cloth together, piece it together just right, and make it look fantastic. No,
you made those.
I bought these from a shop on Etsy fairly cheap, but the reason why it's going to cost $20 if I sell them is because of the labor, how much work I put into it.
So wait, what did you do?
I haven't made any yet. I haven't revamped any. I got the cloth to cut for them, and the paint. And the paint, I use nail polish paint, nail polish as the paint. But the fact is, I give them a high gloss finish because I was literally in the dollar store for about 3 hours looking at nail polish that'll go along great and have a shine with the black.
I'm looking for a nail polish that would look really good in a jewelry box. Like, what are you doing over there, bro? Like, you should have one. You should have a finished one to show people, showcase what they're gonna get. You know?
I will. I'm going to be, once I get everything situated and cleaned up a little bit, I'll have a workstation, and I'm going to be doing a time-lapse video on me crafting one.
There you go. Once you're done with those extra 60 crystal things.
Yeah. Look forward to that. That might come out Thursday or Friday, depending on when I get everything set up, because I need 300 frickin' gold bars. 60 battery packs. Yeah. 120,
So remember when I said obsessive?
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
Yep.
With that project. Both of those.
Well, it was nice having you.
Thank you.
And stay in touch, because if we have to do some gaming collaborations, you know who to go to.
I'll keep that in mind.
I'm not saying like begging for views, subscribers, since you're higher up, but just keep that in mind. It was nice.
I will keep it in mind.
It was nice having you on the show, and overall, from the time you replied to my message and talking now, you seem like a genuine guy to talk to, and actually we could become best friends.
A genuine feller.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yep. And stopping the recording.